Welcome back, TCG squad. It is another day. We got some more spoilers. We have about 5 new spoilers, but I'm super excited about one of the leaders that was spoiled today. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at these cards and decide if they're good, bad, or busted. Let's go. All right, guys, we're actually going to start off with Anakin Skywalker, a brand new leader that was spoiled today. Anakin Skywalker is in aspects are aggression and heroism. On the leader side, it says action, exhaust, deal 2 damage to your base, attack with a unit. If it's attacking a unit, it gets +2 and 0 for this attack. His epic action, if you control 6 or more resources, deploy this leader. As a leader unit, Anakin Skywalker is a 6 resource costed leader. He's a 4/7. He has the overwhelm keyword, and it says this unit gets +1 attack, +0 defense for every 5 damage on your base. Wow, where do I even begin? So first of all, I like the theme that we have with Anakin Skywalker. We saw it in the upgrade. You deal damage to something in order to use the ability. In this case, we'll do 2 damage to your base, which kind of hurts you in the game. You don't want to be taking damage to your base, but if this gives the ability for your unit to attack a stronger unit and take it out to maintain board state, I think that's okay. I don't think that's necessarily bad. I don't necessarily think that's good. What I do find interesting is more on the leader unit side. First of all, overwhelm is good. I love overwhelm. It's pretty good. We got to figure out how to heal him to continue overwhelming. But what I really like is that he gets +1 for every 5 damage on your base. So when you deploy him, when you have 6 resources, which is turn 5, depending on the type of deck you're playing with it, against most aggro decks, you could be seeing him come out at 7/7. So I think that's actually really good. The only time you probably won't see him get that extra 3 damage attack is probably against a control deck, because they're not doing much damage to your base till the end. But all in all, I think Anakin Skywalker is a good card. It's not a great card, but he's good. So I'll give him a good. Next up, we have the Droideka Security. This is a 6 cost ground unit. Its aspects are vigilance and villainy. It has 4 attack and 5 defense. It has the new keyword exploit 2, and it has sentinel. Droideka Security is really cool. The fact that it has exploit 2 for a 4/5, it really means you can play this card for 2 resources. Remember, exploit 1 reduces the cost. Exploit reduces the cost of the card to play by 2. So this has 2, so 2 times 2 is 4. So that makes that reduces the cost by 4. This is awesome. I like to see a sentinel unit. Again, now we're looking at villain blue getting more sentinel units. Like they needed more, but this obviously makes it a little bit better. I really like the card. I really wish they actually had the theme of what these Droideka security droids do. They come out with shields. So I found that interesting that this card didn't have any shields. I'm hoping we start seeing some more that actually come out with shields. I understand shields in the game is very powerful, but I think they missed on the thematic point. But overall, I'm going to give this card a good card. It's pretty good. Next up, we have Saul Guerrera. He is a 6 cost ground unit. His aspects are aggression and heroism. He has 4 attack and 8 defense. He has raid 2 and on attack. If your base has 15 or more damage on it, deal 1 damage to each enemy ground unit. So right off the back, I typically like to see my 6 resource cost characters be a 6/6. Now, he actually has a little bit more defense, so they dropped down his attack, which made him a 4/8. But he also has raid 2. So he's actually a 6/8 on attacking, and then his on attack kicks in. He's actually going to be able to do 1 damage to every ground unit. I think is a very powerful ability. So if your opponent's going like a go wide strategy, let's say they're buying a bunch of droids, Saul Guerrera, you just need to get him out and attack. That could be ECL, attack into something larger and wipe out all the droids because they only have 1 health left. Or if there's a lot of damage units, this could definitely take it out. Saul Guerrera is actually a surprisingly good card. I don't have any complaints about, so we'll go ahead and give Saul Guerrera a good card. Next up, we have Fives. He is a 5 cost ground unit. His aspects are cunning. He's 5 attack, 5 defense. It has Saboteur, and his text says when you play an event, you may put a clone unit from your discard pile on the bottom of the deck. If you do, draw a card. First of all, I just want to hit on the thematic things that they did with Fives. His name is Fives. He costs 5 costs. He has 5 attack, and he has 5 defense. Good job. Good job, FFG. You did great. You follow the thematics. Awesome. You didn't do it for the droid, but you did it for Fives. So you are redeemed. Now let's talk about Fives. 5/5 for 5. I think that's solid. Saboteur. Always good in the game, especially at around that 5/6 drop, because that helps you bypass Sentinel and hit the base to help close out the game. What I do find interesting is when it has that trigger when you play an event, you may put a clone unit from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck. If you do, you draw a card. This kind of is going to start allowing you to build a clone base deck, and Fives is going to have the ability for any units that may have been in your discard cycle. You're going to be cycling it back into your deck. Now you might get a little bit closer to getting structuring that hand a little bit better. All in all, I actually have no complaints. I'm going to give this a good card. I'm going to give this a good rating just because it hit all the thematic things and it doesn't seem bad to me. Next up, we have Clone. This is a 7 cost ground unit. His aspects are command, has 0 attack and 0 defense. It says on its text of the card, you may have this unit enter play as a copy of a non-leader, non-vehicle unit in play, except it gains the clone trait and is not unique. Only the card's printed attributes are copied. This card is interesting. So if we think you're going to have to pay 7 resources and you're probably going to try to copy, you can't copy a unit, leader, or a vehicle. So that really just limits you to copying a ground unit, essentially. And honestly, some of the ground units that we have in the game, they don't get that stronger than maybe like, I'm trying to think, I think maybe Count Dooku might be the newest, most strongest, powerful ground unit. Most ground units tend to have 7, 8 attack, maybe. So I don't, and this is a legendary. I don't think this card is good. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to rank this as a bad card. Maybe I'm missing something. If you guys have an idea how this card's going to be used, let me know in the comments. I find it very interesting. I just don't think it's any good. So we're going to rank this card as bad. All right, guys. Those were all the cards that were spoiled today. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite card. And if you're new to my channel, I'll be discussing anything related to Star Wars Unlimited, One Piece, Lorcana, and Flesh and Blood, as well as Union Arena, as I'm starting to get into that game. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the spoilers. Appreciate your time. Good day. Peace.